Okay folks, welcome back to this month's project. This month's project is a coin bank, and this is a two-sided machining operation. We're going to do the inside slot first, and then we're going to glue the back on, and then we're going to machine the back, and then we're going to flip it over. So the first thing that we're going to do is that we are going to machine a neck slot for our coins right in this area here, and then we will put a alignment dowel hole here, 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 and here. So that's what we're going to proceed to do. The first thing we have to do, like every other time, is we've got to set the Z depth of our board. Our board is indexed in the center of the board, and we are taking our Z height from the top of the board. So here we go. First things are first. Let's go ahead and bring our Z height down a little bit so we can measure it a little easier. Go to plate, say OK, touch to make sure everything is connected well, hit proceed. We now have our Z height set. Say OK. Now the next thing that we need to do is go to USB, and we're going to go to our shark menu because we're making the shark. We're doing the bottom neck and belly tap. Okay. We go down, we can see that's a 1/4 inch end mill, which we do have in here. And we're going from the material surface, and our origin is in the center. So the next thing we can say is next. We're not going to use virtual 0, so we're going to say next. Now we're ready to start the program, start our dust collection, and start our program. Okay, welcome back. We have just now done our holes for our alignment holes, which are right in the 4 corners. That is so when we flip it all over, our alignment is correct with the center and everything lines up right. You'll notice that we got fuzzies here. Okay, we got to get rid of those, otherwise they're going to interfere with our coin slot and our storage for the coins. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a scraper and scrape these all off. Then we're going to put some pins in this corner, so this doesn't move out of alignment. And then we're going to put our next layer on, clamp it down, and then we're going to drill some clamping holes, which I'll show you in a second what we're going to do there. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to move the gantry out of our way, so we can scrape all the fuzzies off. All I do is take a card scraper and then I just scrape the fuzzies off. Just get them out of my way. I want to get them off so they don't interfere with my machining. And then when I go to assemble everything, obviously I don't want none of this stuff in the way to interfere with my coin slot after we get it glued together. There's not a lot you can do about the coin slot at that time, so it's important to get it right the first time. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these down in the corners, and the reason being is, now when I go to pair it off, there we go. Now, the next thing we're going to do is put the next piece on top of this. And this actually ends up being the back. So we're going to loosen our clamps up. Remember, everything's going to be held in alignment with these pins that we put in. So really the only thing I got to really worry about is making sure I get it clamped down good. So we're going to clamp this down here, and we're going to do this one over here a little bit. Clamp him down, and then we're going to clamp it down in the corner here. Now the next operation we're going to do is drill some clamping holes. That way you can just use bolts to clamp the two halves together when we glue it together. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill some clamping holes out here, and then we'll sit there and take a V-bit and cut all of our V-bit designs over here, and then we'll drill these holes. Well, we're going to drill these holes first since we have the 1/4 inch bit already in there. So that'll be the first thing that we do, is drill these holes. Now don't forget that you got to reset your Z height. Believe me, it's not hard to forget. I did it on one of the prototypes and wondered what the heck I was doing until it gouged into it a mile deep. So we're going to bring it down. We're going to say okay, touch off, and bring it down. Again, what we're going to do right now is do these alignment holes in the corner. So here we go. Say okay. We're going to come back here and we're going to do the alignment holes for the bottom. Those are our bottom alignment holes. So we'll say next. We're not going to use that. And we'll turn on the dust collection and get ready to go. Well, our next move will be, I'm going to put these pins in first. That'll help with the alignment so it doesn't move. The next thing we're going to do is drill our through holes for our clamping holes. So exit out and bring it up, and we got to change the bit. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to drill the holes out, and I'm just using a regular drill bit because my 1/4 inch end mill won't go deep enough. So let's go to USB here. Oops, I'm sorry. First we got to set up the Z height. Almost forgot. Like I said, don't forget to do that. USB, and now what we're looking for is the clamping holes. Material surface, the center, Come down, it tells us what we're doing here. Don't use that. Start, let her rip. Okay, now that we got all of our holes drilled, all these holes are for clamping. So let's change the tool to our V-bit. Okay, we've got our V-bit installed and we're ready to set our Z height. Hit play, say OK, touch to make sure we got a good electrical connection. Now we're ready to run the program. And what we're going to run is the shark profile on the back. Center, surface, 60-degree V-bit. Go to next. We're not using virtual zero. Start the dust collection and we're ready to go. Okay, this is the final tool that we got to do. It's the 1/4-inch bit, and what this is for is cutting this belly out and cutting the mouth and the neck out, and then the final outline cut. So let's set up our tool. And we're ready to rock and roll. Material surface, center, the mouth, the belly. Use an end tool. Say next. Don't use virtual zero, and now we're going to get started.
Thank you for watching this video on machining the coin bank. Make sure you come back and watch the finishing and assembly video of the coin bank. And as always, make sure you support all of our sponsors. They're the ones that make this possible. Thank you for watching.